Several tornadoes barreling towards Nashville in the middle of the night.
Oh my God!
This morning, a devastating scene, unrecognizable neighborhoods.
We're here in Nashville with Bob Goodall and Rich Pankow of Goodall Homes. Bob's the founder and president of the Nashville-based home builder, launching his business back in 1983. Rich joined the company in
2009
as the company's CFO.
That's right.
Well, we appreciate you guys spending some time with us. Bob, you and your family have been a part of this community for quite some time.
Yeah, my fifth great granddad moved here in 1808.
Oh my goodness. Tell us a little bit about the business and where all you're building and how many homes you build a year, and maybe just a little bit of background about what's been happening.
We're basically in Nashville, Tennessee, Knoxville, Chattanooga, and then Huntsville, Alabama.
Okay.
So those are the primary markets that we're in, and then we also develop property, we also build the homes, but then we also have a development team, and probably has 60 pieces of equipment, 135 or 140 operators of that equipment, and so that all flows into the home building business, and you'd say we're soup to nuts, we're start to finish.
I understand you've been a customer of ours close to 20 years. Has it been that long?
Yeah, it's been incredible. It's been.
We certainly appreciate your business.
It's more of a partnership. Y'all been really good to us, and we appreciate that.
That's great to hear. This disaster has been pretty traumatic to your company and obviously the community as well. Can you talk just a little bit about what's been going on, or how it's impacted business?
The main feeling or takeaway that we have from it is just how nice our team has responded, and then also the community. Just seeing, I think there were 1,000 people in Stonebridge, which was our community that was impacted the most this past weekend, just volunteering and helping cleaning up. So really overwhelmed by just the response of people, just I guess the human side of it. From a business side, there'll certainly be an impact. Just trying to figure out the way to take care of our customers, treat them well, make sure we get the homes rebuilt as best we can. And
did it interrupt business at all, or were you able to kind of continue business as usual?
We sell from our clubhouse and then also from our model homes, and those have sustained significant damage. So that part of it has been impacted.
How many total homes did you have impacted by the storm?
In terms of homes that are under construction that we're building, there's 13. There's probably a couple hundred though that we've built with customers living in them that have been impacted.
And this storm happened, it was the middle of the night, right? 1 a.m. When did you first hear about the devastation and the damage? Did it pop up on the news, or was it like you had to wait till first thing in the morning before you?
One of our team members lives in the neighborhood. He's actually a salesperson in the neighborhood, and he was sending out updates 2 a.m. I learned about it at 4 a.m. Keith Porterfield, our COO, and then our production manager were out there not long thereafter.
Can you describe that emotion that you first felt when you learned of all this coming through?
Around 2008, we had a tornado that hit one of the neighborhoods that we developed and built, and it destroyed about 30 houses. It came through the neighborhood I was living in and destroyed about 30 houses, and 3 people lost their life in that tornado. So like now, having lived through that part of it, it's like one of those things that you never forget. It always affects you, and every time a tornado is projected to come through, you have this anxiety that kind of comes about. So this one, oddly enough, was not really projected to do much. Looking at the weather, and it looked like some of it was going to hit west of Nashville, right. But then it didn't really say anything about east of Nashville, and so that's just the way these tornadoes do. When they start in their cycle, they create a life of its own, and you can't predict.
It's truly unpredictable, yeah. How has your experience been with Builders Mutual in response to the storm?
Yeah, I've had kind of reached out to Al morning of, heard back immediately, and then would say very responsive. Just emails, getting folks on site, structural engineers. It's been excellent. We're still very much in the first stages of this, but it's been wonderful. feel very supported.
Anything that really stands out? Feedback for us that we can learn from, or
My interaction, at least at the home office, has been with Dave Thomas, and the first thing that he asked was, how's your family? Are y'all good? That was where he went first, and I appreciated that. That was you took note of that.
That's really good to hear.
Yeah.
When you only do one thing, construction, that we do, you look for opportunities to kind of live up to that promise. We all make a promise when we issue that policy that when something bad happens, we're going to be there for you. So it's really good to hear that we were able to live up to that. Your agent plays a pretty big role in this entire process as well, don't they?
Al Phillips has been incredible, and his team has been incredibly supportive, very, very helpful, always.
Good. And you've known CW for a couple years, I understand.
Yeah, long time.
Yeah, it's been a good relationship.
When we kind of look at who we are and how we operate, we want to ask those questions about your family and your safety, and show true concern. And obviously, when a big storm like that happens, it's a tremendous opportunity to live up to that. And any advice for us, or maybe any lessons learned from yourselves about, gosh, I wish we had, or I wish they had, anything that if you look back and said, I wish we protected that a little more, I wish we'd taken a closer look at insurance, any lessons learned so far?
It's a good hinge pin moment to go back and just say, what is our coverage? Let's relook at it, and let's see where we're at and make sure we're protected on all counts.
I guess we'll get a chance to head over to your job site here in a little bit and take a look at some of the damage. I don't know if both of you were out on the job site, I'm guessing, that very first morning and took a look, or?
Yeah, it's been cleaned up quite a bit since, but looking forward to getting back out there.
No, I actually was leaving that morning. We were up early because we had a 5:30 flight.
Oh, goodness.
So we were just getting glimpses. Like when we got on the plane, I knew we'd gone through part of East Nashville and didn't really know a lot of the rest of it.
So by the time you landed, I'm sure that those text messages were coming in, and I'm sure it was quite an emotional moment.
Yeah, Stonebridge, that has been our flagship community. We bought the land right before the recession, right before the downturn. The economy bought all the land all at once, had this enormous clubhouse planned, and then the recession hit, and we, thank goodness the Lord was watching over us, but we, got through the recession, unscathed, for the most part. We were still standing, and then we had about maybe $1 million in capacity in our line of credit, and we used all that to build that clubhouse. And so it was almost like a double down. If that economy would have tanked one more time, I don't know how it would have ended, but that building that clubhouse gave confidence to our customers. It gave confidence to the market. And then we used what we'd done there to kind of grow the company other places. We could bring people in, show them the clubhouse that we built and how wonderful it was. And I'm sure they were thinking, if these guys can do this in the middle of the recession, we've got confidence in them. And so when I think about Stonebridge, it just meant so much to our company, so much to our history, and so to have this devastation is heartbreaking.
Absolutely. Well, we appreciate you taking some time and then showing us around. So with that, I think we'll head out over to the job site.
Sounds great. Thank you all. As you could see as you come in, this was so lush, and you had these giant trees and just a beautiful place, and now it's in a lot of ways barren.
It looks like a war zone, doesn't it?
It really does. It does. I mean, this whole thing, you couldn't see these homes because of all the trees, just the foliage and whatnot, and now you see right through.
It's going to be hard to put it back the way it was.
Yeah, this was for a number of years one of the areas of Middle Tennessee's strongest performing communities, top 2 or 3.
It's going to be tough when you can think of that as your symbol of what started this neighborhood.
That's
and
true.
It's been devastated.
That's true.
But it can be rebuilt.
It can.
How many total homes are on the ground?
Somewhere around 550 homes that we've built.
Okay. How many of those you think were damaged?
At least 300 had some form of significant damage. And I would imagine nearly every home has something.
I couldn't imagine living through that.
You can still see a little bit of remnant where it looks like there's snow on the trees out there.
Insulation.
Yeah, it was just like we'd had a winter storm. It was every tree branch was white.
How many homes are under construction right now?
We've got 15 homes that are under construction.
Guess you had folks living
The
here.
white one is people have moved in. And I mean, the sad part is, we had some folks that had just moved in the Friday before. They had just closed on their home.
Had furniture and got to start over.
Yeah. The homes that are actively under construction, like these over here on the right, we're, in a lot of ways, we're waiting to get the kind of full structural report back from the structural engineers to kind of make that assessment of, okay, what's the fastest and best way to move forward. So here's the spot where the dumpster came from over here, and you can see where it clipped the foundation there on the corner.
Oh, yeah.
And it just smashed that box and just crushed in the wall. It's just insane. Well, guys, thanks again for your help.
Thank you for sharing your time with us and coming out.
Yeah, happy to.
Building Progress is a podcast from Builders Mutual. We are dedicated to protecting the construction industry through a wide range of commercial insurance products. At Builders Mutual, we have a passion for education, safety, and progress, and we're excited to share our expertise with our listeners. For more information, visit buildersmutual.com.